for traders, you have to always look at the news. You want to know the particular currency that has a news release for that week that you will be trading. Where do you find that type of news? Where do you find such news? There are so many platforms. I use Forex Factory. The most popular one is called Forex Factory. If you look Forex Factory, so I want you to go to your browser, type forexfactory.com. So when you type it, the page should open like this. So my own is already put together. So I want to help you organize yours. You don't need to create an account. So now on the right hand side, look at my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen, if you can see clearly where the cursor is going. On your right hand side, I don't know if that will be your left, but on the right hand side, because there's here and there's here. So on your right hand side, at the top, you will see where there's a time frame. Click on the time. When you click on time, you see time zone.
Yes.
Now look for your time zone. The reason why I said for you to fix that time, so that you will be able to know the time from your own end, what the news release of a currency that you're trading will be. When you come to the other side, down where you have a calendar is showing under Forex Factory.
Yeah.
Now, after that calendar side, you're seeing beside it, you're seeing dates. Take your cursor to where you have graph. On top of the graph, you're seeing a green box that has like a funnel shape filter. Click on the filter. Why I'm taking you there is so you see that you can filter the news, because I'm pretty sure when you opened this web portal, you had a lot of news. You had a lot of news notification. Mine is filtered. Mine, I only look for news that's aligned with the currency that I'm trading. Then I also add USD, because USD news can also affect every currency if possible. If, for instance, you want to trade AUD USD, you click on AUD, you click on USD. Any other pair like CAD, which is Canadian dollar, CHF, CNY, Euro, NZD, GBP, JPY, you unclick them because you don't need their news. You're not trading the pair, right? Any currency that you're trading, you want to click it because you want the news. You want to get their news releases. Now, when you leave the currency, come to the other side where you have expected impact. There's the red folder, there's the orange folder, there's the yellow,
yes,
and there's the gray folder, right? Untick the orange and the yellow. You don't really need them. The gray means public holiday. The red means that any news you get that has a red box, it has a very great impact. And news like that can be found is non-farm payroll, NFP, the likes of NFP, the likes of CPI, that's the Consumer Price Index. Now, where you have come down, where you have event types.
Yes, all the boxes are tick again.
Them like that. So apply your filter. So anytime you want to get news data, news information, when you're trading or on the currency pair that you're trading for that week or for that day, you want to check this news, this website called forexfactory.com. So you can practice that every day you decide to want to go into the chart. Instead of going to TradingView first, go to Forex Trader first to check the news release for that particular day that you'll be trading. Then if there's a news for that day, take for instance, if you want to observe the market on a Tuesday, check Forex Factory on that Tuesday to see if you have any news on that currency you want to trade. If there is news, you want to factor in the time that the news will be released. When you factor in the time the news will be released, you set an alarm so that you know that when that time comes, you want to observe how the market will react to that news. I just wanted to give you a rough estimate of how this website is and how you should set it up. Set up your time. We've already done that. Apply the most important great impact news. That's the red box and the gray box. When you see the gray box, you will see the information will be revealed that there's either public holiday Or if there's a red news, and if you look at it now, if you look at Wednesday, look at Wednesday, October 8th, where you have USD, you see that there's a red box, and it's called Federal Open Market Committee. There's a committee that that is within the US Federal Reserve. They set monetary policy. So their news is very impactful. Their news is very important, because we want to be able to ascertain if you're trading USD. You want to be very mindful of this particular news, because it might move the market. So it might either move the market your direction, or it will go against you. So you want to pay attention to any news that has a red folder. So when you go to the next side, where you have like another folder beside that same FOMC meeting minutes, beside it, when you move to the other side, you see that there's a yellow folder, right? Click on the yellow folder. It should open up like this. These are ways you can be able to enlighten yourself as to what fundamental analysis is, because literally this is what fundamental analysis is. Understanding what is the economic data that is going to affect the currency that you're trading. So when you click on that folder, it just opens you to all the details that you need, and you can now surf through and read and understand better. So that is for Forex Factory. Okay, so now we're moving to myfxbook. So go to your type on where you have your Forex Factory. We're done with that. So just type on it, myfxbook.com, myfxbook.com. At the top, the underneath, are you seeing economic calendar, interest rates,
Yes.
indicators?
Mm-hmm.
So that economic calendar, if you click on it, it will show you the same thing we did at the Forex Factory. Are you seeing it now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's the same. They both carry the same data. Some people use myfxbook. Some people use Forex Factory. Me, I use Forex Factory. So if by chance you're not able to access Forex Factory, you can also check news releases on myfxbook. You just have to just go open the page, click on economic calendar, and it will pop up. Then you can now look for the currency, or you can even filter, just like we did with the other one. You can now filter the currency that you want to see, and you will get the data or the news releases that they have. Just wanted to just give you a rough summary on it, but that's not what we're here for. That is not what we're here for. Whenever I come to my FX books, this is what I come here to do. My FX calculators, after economic calendar, interest rate, FX calculators, click on the FX calculator. If you're not on the page, on the right page, by the other side, you're going to see Forex calculators. Keep coming down. You see currency converter, PIP calculator.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other side, you see position size calculator, margin calculator, right? What you're going to be using here is position size calculator. So click on position size calculator. Once it opens, what you're going to see is position size calculator, values. On the other side, you're seeing currency pair, account currency, account size, risk ratio, percentage, all of that, right? Now, first, the domain currency that they placed there was Euro USD. Right? They click on it, and you see that there are a lot of currencies, lots of different options there. Let's just use, for example, let's use AUD JPY. Look, so when you click on AUD JPY, that's what we have. Let's just assume that that's the currency you want to take a position in with MetaTrader. Now,
then they say account currency. Do I put USD or
yes,
AUD?
USD. There is that. There's not, you don't change that. That
Okay.
change. Leave it there, because why is because your brokerage firm is placed on dollar. It's not placed on another currency. It's not placed. It's based on USD. I'm pretty sure brokers, that's what they use. So don't change this one, except otherwise. But if not, don't change this. Leave it as it is. Now, account size. Account size will now be how much do you have that you want to trade with. In your with your broker, how much do you deposit in your brokerage account? Let's take, for instance, you deposited 1,000 USD. Just click on 1,000. Click on, when you click on 1,000, the next one is risk ratio.
Yeah.
Yes. Risk ratio is how many percent are you risking on that account that you deposited and you want to trade with? If you look to the other side, you will see swap with money.
Yes.
So if you click on
So
that,
I'll click on it.
yes, if you click on swap with money, it will now show you the amount. It will now show you money USD. So you will now type the amount of money you want to risk. Let's say you want to risk $100. We're not putting it $100 because we've swapped it to money. But if you want to use based on percentage, you swap it to risk and you just say 1% or 10%. But people like to use percentage because that way it keeps them on track. Some people like to use money. I'm just giving you a rough estimate to everything. So you will now choose from your own end. Personally, I use percentage. I risk 1% of my account, or sometimes I risk 2%. But for beginners, it's advisable to risk 1%. Moving on, you can now start risking higher, but start somewhere. Start with 1% of your account. So stop loss. Stop loss is now going to be you're going to see it in the ratio when we get to trading view. Stop loss is now going to be the amount is going to be written there. The amount or the pips, it's not even the amount, the pips actually. It could be that your stop loss is 15 pips or 50 pips or 100 pips. However number of pips your stop loss is, that is what you're going to impute there. So let's just assume our stop loss is 15 pips. The reason why we're using this calculator is we want to understand the number of lot size we're going to need to trade, to take that position that we're seeing on trading view. Now, the next one, they say trade size. Don't type anything, leave it there. Leave it the way it is.
It's one. There's one there.
Leave it. Don't put anything there. Now, come down, click calculate.
Yes.
Now,
they gave me the result. The sizing is 0.1 lot.
What this means is when you see a position, when you see a position in the market on your trading view, after you're done doing your technical analysis, when you want to take a position and you come here, well, just this thing we imputed there is just rough estimate. Moving forward, we're going to use an actual amount that we've analyzed on the trade, and we're going to see this, so we'll be able to identify which one we're going to use. Now, the money is saying that if you risk 1% of your account, which is $1,000, and your stop loss is 15 pips, you're going to be using 0.1 lot size. Now, let's just assume now that we don't change anything. Let's just increase our account size. We increase our account size to, let's say, 2,000. When you increase your account size to 2,000, when you click on calculate, and click calculate,
the money went to $20. Unit is 20,354, and the sizing is 0.2 loss.
So what you want to take out from this after calculating is your lot size. That is the sizing you're going to use to take a position in the market with your MetaTrader. Again, let's change the account size to $5,000.
Yeah, I put 5,000. Now I have $50 for money, 50 units, and 0.51 loads for sizing.
So you see that the sizing is increasing as the money is increasing,
yes.
Right? So that means at the end of the day, it's not necessarily the number of position that you take. That's what people don't understand. It's not necessarily the number of position you open. It's necessarily the amount of money you are risking, the amount of money that you're depositing to trade with. So that's why people always say, once I get my skill set, I want to now get a prop firm. Because you now need a lot of money. Because when you have a lot of money, you can be able to enter more lot sizes. You can be able to trade with more lot sizes that will now give you more money. So that is all for my FX book. Now we're now going to go to the Cinderella of trading. If you're new to TradingView, it brings you to products, community, markets, brokers, more. When you click on products, you see super charts. When you click on super charts, that's where you now open up to the chart. TradingView. This is literally the platform or the website most traders they use when analyzing, when it comes to technical analysis. That there are different types of time frames. Now, at the top part where you have, if you're just pay attention to where my arrow is going to, pay attention to where my arrow is going to. So where we have my page layout, you have the symbol, the ticker symbol, GBP, JPY. We have this plus sign. This plus sign, you don't necessarily need it, but I don't now I want you to understand that all these things that I'm saying to you are the things that I do. They are the important things that you can't do without, that you always use whenever you come to this particular platform. So pay attention. So, like I said, there are different time frames. For me, the lowest time frame that I use is 30 minutes. I don't think I've been able to see anybody that trades seconds. It's just the minimum is 1 minute. So the time frame ranges from, I think it ranges from 12 months from 1 year. If you see me scrolling down, you see 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, then 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. These are literally the number of time frames that we use to take these trades. The different types of charts. We have the line charts, the candlestick, and the bar charts, if you remember. So this one now is the candlestick. This one is the line charts. This is the candles. This is called a candlestick chart. This is called a line chart. There are different types. There's the bars. This is the bar charts. There's another one, holo candles. But the major ones traders use is the candles, which is this one. Don't get confused by the color. I changed my color. You can change your color at any time. This is candle. This is line charts. These are the two major ones that I use. Charts. So you're going to asterisk. You're going to do an asterisk. Asterisk is you're going to choose it. So you're going to say favorites. Add to favorites. You're going to click add to favorites. Add to favorites. The reason why you're clicking add to favorites is so that you will see it displayed on top of the charts for easy access. Now, on line charts, now we're going to switch to candlestick. Now, the next one is indicators. Indicators is where you have your moving average, the numerous indicators you can choose to want to think of. You have them there. You have the 24-hour volume, accumulation, distribution, advanced decline line. All of them, there are a lot there. So to not bombard you with all of them, I'm going to say to you, these are the two tools, the two indicators that I use on TradingView. It is called the moving average exponential. That's the EMA. The moving average exponential and no gaps candle. No gaps candle meaning that if there is a gap in the candle, let me look for a gap so you understand. Are you seeing this gap now? Now, if we fill it in, are you saying?
Yeah, I can see it.
Exactly. So that's what that indicator is for. It fills out any gap in the chart. Let's take note. Market will always come to fill up a space in the candle charts. It will always come. Even if it does not come the time you decide that it's going to come, it will always come whenever it's ready. But just know that it always comes to fill it in. So indicators, again, I said the ones that I use are moving average exponential and no gaps candle. We already discussed what no gaps candle is. When it comes to the moving average exponential, when you click on moving average exponential, when you'll be watching this video, I don't know why I keep clicking on this. So when you'll be watching this video, when on the left-hand side, as you can see where my arrow is, EMA, when you go to settings, this icon you're seeing here is to hide or make visible. Hide or make visible. Are you seeing? So it's showing and is disappearing. So that's if you want to make it visible or if you want to hide it, you use this particular button. But if you want to change the settings, because now when you click on exponential moving average on your own trading view, you're going to have a default settings, but you want to change that settings. You want to either change the color, which is changing it from here. I still maintain this color. And on visibility, inputs. So you go to inputs and you want to click on, I use 50 EMA. I use the 50 EMA. So you change your length I don't know, from your own, it might probably be giving you 200 or 100 or 20. You want to change it to 50. You will do that on inputs. Style is if you want to change the color. Input is if you want to change the number. So you input it to 50, and when you go down, where you have smoothing, you have type, you have length. On that length, you will change it to 9. Then leave every other thing the same, the whole thing. Now, after indicators, the next thing we're going to talk about here that I use is creating alerts. Alerts, you creating alerts is when you click on this, okay, you want to create alerts, or you can just look for, let me say, okay, yes, I want, when price comes to this particular zone, create an alert for me about it. Now, replay is, for instance, you decide that you want to backtest. You want to backtest all that you've been taught. You want to backtest all that you've been taught. You can be able to use replay. Replay means that you're going back in time. Or today now is Monday. So replay today now is Monday, 12th of October. You can decide, okay, I want to backtest last month, September. Replay is going to help you do that. Because when you click on the replay, you look at my screen. When you click on it, it shows this. So this means that it's taking you, is clearing of this recent data, and it's taking you back to the data you want. So you'll be looking at look underneath, you see where you have the time, the date, and the time. Tuesday 17 June 25 downwards. So you see when you move to, let's say we want to get the data for September. So let's just click on September 2nd. So you see that now it has cleared off the October data that was already there. Now you can now play. You can decide to speed it up, or you can decide to make it slower. Whichever option that is ready for you. This is where you go to change the speed to faster or to slower. Then you play. Can you see?
Yeah.
The market is moving now. After the replay button, the next button is the redo and the undo. Redo and the undo could be that, okay, yes, I did this. Now I want to go back to it. Maybe you made a mistake, or you set up your analysis and you mistakenly deleted it. You can go up here to redo or undo, and it's going to bring it back for you. That's what that button is. Now, the next one is where we have the settings. Go to settings. Click on symbol, the first one. When you go to symbol, you see this green, and these are the candlestick that you're seeing there.
Yeah, the candlestick.
So when you go to
So
canvas,
you can actually change it, right? People can change it, but I prefer to, because I'm a new trader, it's better for me to stick with green and red, because green means, uptrend, and down, and red means downtrend. It's easy to remember.
yes. So you have, go to status line. So on status line, the only thing you should have a tick on is title's background. So title, click, yes, close, remove it, remove inputs. No, keep that one, keep it. Remove. Okay. Click on okay. So go to scales and lines. So on scales, remove plus button. Perfect. That's all you should have there. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to canvas. So when you see that background, That's
Yeah.
if you click on the color. No, remove that. That is when if you want to have gradient is when you want to have two colors. But if you want to just have one color, click on the first color. Can you see now? So that is where you can change any color that is comfortable for you. So, but on grid lines, click on grid lines.
Which one?
Grid lines, grid lines.
Grid. I should click here.
Go to where you have that VR. Yes, click now. Click on none.
Do I click none?
Yes, none. Okay. So click yes, leave watermark the way it is. Okay. Let's move to trading. Let's move to trading. Let's see. So the only thing that should be clicked on is reverse position button, profit and loss value position. So click on the only one should be there is reverse position. Leave that one, remove that one, leave reverse position button. Yes.
What about down here? They have profit, loss value, position, brackets, execution marks.
Bracket and execution, remove them. Clicked. Remove that extended price lines. Okay. So let's okay. Let's click on OK. So go back to same setting. Alert. Yes. Alerts, the only position, the only things that should be clicked. Okay, yeah, okay. Perfect. Events. Events, there should be nothing clicked on it. Go to events. Remove every button. Yeah. Okay. Click on OK. Now, if you want to check any watch, if you want to look for any currency or any company or anything at all, that's where you search. That's called your watch list. So when you click on it, you have the option of looking or searching for any one. When you want to close it, click on it again and it will leave. Now.
So that means to look for any company, where do I go? I go to plus.
Yes.
And then I can choose stocks, funds, or future, or whatever. I can just tap here like you did
Keep it
for
at all.
Bitcoin.
Keep it at all. Don't switch it to anything. Always keep it at all. So we already spoke about Saturn. Now this place that has the camera option. This place that has the camera option here. This is where you download your image. For instance, now you've done your analysis. You want to be able to save it. So when market now moves and you want to now compare and contrast, this is where you download. So you download the image and it goes directly into your downloads on your laptop. You copy your image, you copy link. In case you want to probably paste it somewhere, you copy your link and all of that. So for me, I majorly use download, copy image, and copy link. Those are the three options that I use. Now let's come to these next buttons where my cursor is. Look at where my cursor is. Now, this one is, let's say I took this trend line and I don't want to actually, I don't intend using it. But because of the fact that I already touched it, because if I touch it, I have to click it somewhere and for it to appear. Because I don't want it to, I no longer want to use it. You use this button and it will just automatically clear it. But if I click on this and I don't want to use it and I do not click on this first button, I have to eventually use it. But if I click on it by mistake and I do not want to use it and I go back and I click on the first button, which is this plus sign, you see, I can be able to avoid using it. So the first button here is called the trend line, the ray, extended line, trend angle, horizontal line, horizontal ray, vertical line, plus line. On your end, I already starred all the ones that I use. All the ones I usually use trend line, I use horizontal line, and I use horizontal ray. These are the only lines I use under the trend line. Under channels, I don't use anything on that channel. That's why you're not seeing anything starred. I don't use anything under pitchforks. That's why there's nothing starred. So when you go to the next icon, which is the Fibonacci, so I start Fibonacci. I don't always use Fibonacci, to be honest, but I start because in some cases I use it. So that's all there is. So there's trend base, there's Fib channel, there's Fib zone, all of that. I don't use none of that. If you look at the Fibonacci's options, Fibonacci retracement, that's the first option, is the only one I start. That's the only one I use. Then when you come down to the ground area, you have the ground box, the ground square, this ground fan. I only use the ground box. Now, the next icon, which is patterns, I don't have anything starred here, so I don't really use. Some people use head and shoulders pattern. I don't necessarily use head and shoulders. Okay, next one is the projection. The next icon is called projection. What long position and short position means is you want to enter a buy. Buy means long. You want to enter a short. Short means what?
Fair.
Exactly. So that's what this position is. So under projection, the only things that are starred are the long position and the short position. Every other thing is not starred because I don't necessarily use any of them. So the next one is the brushes. I don't use any brush. I don't use highlighter. I don't use arrow marker. I use arrow. So that's why I start. I use this one. That's why I start. And I use rectangle. That's why I start. I use path. That's why I start. And I use eclipse. That's why I start. I'm going to show you where all these things that I start, where they are. The next one is text, the T icon. So the only one that is starred here is text. That means if I want to write something. So that's the only one that is on my favorite. The next one is emoji. I don't necessarily use this. Next one is the zoom in, zoom out. I don't use it. I don't use it. I don't use this. So now the third to the last, which is the lock all drawings. When you click on this, it means that you're locking, maybe for instance, you use a trend line. Now, you know that now that it's option of this, remember I said the option here, lock all drawings. If it's clicked on, that means it's locked. If it's not clicked on, it's unlocked. So that means I can move this trend line. But if I lock it, I cannot be able to move it. Are you saying? I'm trying to move it, but I cannot be able to move it. But if it's unlocked, I can be able to move it. Can you see? The second to the last is the visible icon. So if you don't want to see anything on your chart, any drawings on your chart, you just click on this one and it disappears or appears, disappears or appears. Then the next one is if you want to delete everything on your chart, you just click on this button. And it gives you the option of, do you want to delete the drawings? Do you want to delete indicator? Every option that you decide to want to choose, you can do that. So you just, let's say, delete all drawings. When we click it, everything disappears. But if we feel like we made a mistake that, oh no, I don't want to delete it. Remember where I said we have the redo and the undo button upwards after replay? Yeah, so you do that. You do that. Exactly. So all those things that I've starred, remember all those things that I've added to my favorites, this is where they all are. So this is the horizontal ray, trend line, arrow, horizontal line, short position, remember, long position, the arrow back down, arrow markup, rectangle, ground box, Fibonacci, path, eclipse, exactly. So all these things, because now TradingView has made it optional for me that these are all the things that I usually use. So keep them here for me that if I'm on the chart, I am going to be using them whenever I want to use them. For instance, I want to use the horizontal ray. I just click on it instead of me going all the way back to this place to look for horizontal ray. Do you understand now? So everything now is already displayed for me here. So I'll just use them. If I feel like I want to use the short position, I'll just click on the short position and I get everything that I need. With that being said, they can either be displayed upwards or I just try to move my own so that it's not in the way of the charts that I am looking at. So now I'm going to delete everything. So on the down part of the trading view, I don't necessarily use any of the thing underneath this place. So the next one is there's an option here. All these options, I don't necessarily use any of them. I don't use anything on this option. I don't use anything there. I don't use anything there. The only time that I tend to use anything on the right-hand side of trading view is my watch list, the alerts, to be able to see the alerts that is active and to delete or add any. I don't use anything on the object tree data. I don't use anything there. I do not use anything on the charts. So now, with that being said, see you tomorrow.